Itaola, you know how it is, man. This is Men Pros from The Exclusive Culture, the podcast that you always watch. If you are watching this right now, it means you have taken your time to come and check out this content. So I appreciate you. And before we go on with this thing that I've just started right now, can you please just subscribe at the bottom? As you know, man, YouTubers re phela re le hlopha out there. Please subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe to my channel. Which takes me back to when I started when I was in Pretoria, right? Like when I was in Pretoria. Let me just tell you a little bit of more of a story nyana, what? So when I was in Pretoria at a university, we used to do this thing yeah, where subscribe. Me and my friend, his name is Top Chef, we were doing doing hip hop. That was the time where I was merely focused on the hip hop side. So what I was pushing the hip hop side. So we were doing this thing yeah, where whichever was subscribe on our channel, subscribing our channel. A lot of people like that. Some of people joined us. They did the same for their own stuff like content, music, whatever that they were doing at that time. Because we would even visit the Arcadia site, Moba, it's more like the art. That's the art area, the art area side. Or what. So when I wanted to start this video right here, I wanted to start it as like a storyboard where I tell my story. Like if you're watching this, you know, like a storyboard of myself where I tell people how I started and what I do and what makes me who I am. Or what I'm not saying or I've made it, and I'm not saying or I am there, and I'm not saying or again I'm meeting up with a lot of people while already they're inside the industry. It's just to say or again, as I am a hustler, and when you are looking at this, I'm sure you are also a hustler out there. There are things that you are doing out there, and you feel like or maybe what you are doing is not working out. I came here in front of this camera. I'm doing what we call a DIY, but a do it yourself kind of stuff. This is my room, as you can see. This is my room. This is where it's all started. This is where I'm starting this kind of a video right now. I don't know what to call it. This is a vodcast or a podcast or a vlog or whatever. Like it's just to take you through what I've done in this setup that I'm in, like the industry that I'm in, where I've started and all those things. Like I could say I've started with music. I did music. That's what I could say. A lot of people around here are score the podcast, but that's not my initial startup. I've started doing by music. That's my first love. I've started by doing music. My first genre was hip hop. That's my first love. That's what I love. That's what I've always admired. Like I've always admired Lil Wayne, Drake, when that time Vasafi, so when they were pushing their stuff, so I've started there. That's why I've noticed again. Lena, maybe I could write something, I could write music, I could become something in this music world. But you know the difficulties of life and having to come out from I don't want to blame the way I come from, like the rurals. I don't want to blame the rurals because I believe again a lot of people start where they are until like I just said when I started this video, Linda, I'm in my room at the moment. It's not kind of looking good, but I just wanted to start here. If you're watching here, just know this was recorded in my room. This is where I've started with this thing. So even the podcast that we are recording, we've started in a room. Ya twista wa meropa meroro ke yone le wa e berekisa ra thoma gona kua ra bona gore go diragala. So I'm just gonna take you a step forward for the podcast. So the podcast they were started in a one room house. The reason we started this because at first they recorded music. So while we were recording music, it's something that I've always wanted to do, like a podcast. But then because I didn't have like support then when I was in Pretoria. I didn't have support. It's that like the mindset started when I was in Pretoria because I used to listen to people like Bomek G, re ba pusha stuff sa bona sa di-podcast. So I didn't know le nna one day nka tla ka nyaka go ba le that kind of an idea. But there was a time where I ka gopola gabotse ne ke le in my room e ke rentago kwa Social Move. I did like an audio ke bitša gore ke podcast because I was just trying to imitate what I've already heard from the podcast on YouTube. It was in 2018 by then. But then I only did one. It was like a one, if you don't keep the consistency, you're not gonna grow. Then I left it there because I didn't have the confidence to do it. But when I came back home, when I saw the room Yaga Twist, I was like, damn, man, we can do this, man. I think if we can start a podcast in this room, let's not just look at it as just a studio, as just a studio where we record music. Let's convert it because I believe if you are a musician and the only thing that you do is to like give out music and you are not a dancer in any way. I've already noticed that a lot of people are more some music through dancing. So what if our be now then what do? You need to come out with a way of like entertaining people. At least while you are entertaining them, they get to know who you are and they get to know who busy ka eng o dirang tse e le gore beside the ntho e dirang. Let's say for instance re lebeletse motho a tshwana le mane o ile gore wa bina and already wa opela. There's this other guy ba mbitsa ke okay but this I believe some of you know him. He's from around Limpopo. I don't know which area in Limpopo. So when I always check out his music, he accompanies his music with like through dancing stuff. Like so, people they wanna be entertained. They wanna be entertained. So what they do, go again, ba rata ge ba bogela something ba fetsa ba ithailetše wa bona. So now what I did go again, since ba bangwe ba bina ba bangwe ba feletša ba promoter music wa bona on while dancing also. Now what I'm gonna do to entertain my music again, just to thome a podcast. And the podcast I started with a twister obviously ye le gore tlo ithoma itlo dira gore re kgone go meet up people out there and re tlo kgona go advertise music wa rena through the podcast. So which is already what we are doing. So if you see every podcast e re dirago before e thoma podcast go na le dikoša tše le gore re a di beya da. So dikoša tše is either mine ya ka koša or ya ga twister. Both of us re collaborate in a lot of songs. There's a lot of songs that I'm still gonna talk about though, like that we already did. I'm still gonna take you through all those things. So as you heard a lot of things that I've just explained here, it means again, Luena out there, if you wanna start something, you need to start with anything on a leona. So this is where we start with this thing. It's more like start with you just need to start. That's the only thing you need to do. If ever you've got a phone out there, you've got anything ye le gore o ka kgona go e berekisa gore o kgone go thoma, just use it to your disposal. Make sure wa e berekisa gore e kgone go thusa for all those things. But then you also need consistency in what you are doing. You need consistency so that you can grow. If ever you are pushing a video, you need to make sure at least each and every week you release 2 videos. That's what you need to make sure. You release 2 videos that are based on what you do. Whatever you push a content, the videos and all those things. Make sure at least 2 times a week why push. But it might not get you there immediately, but from each month you will see the growth and you will see again a lot of people notice you. If what you're doing you really trust or it's dope, a lot of people are gonna be drawn to it. As you grow, as time goes, you're gonna be able to like catch a lot of hype around it. So that was my first storyboard. I believe again, whatever that I said here, I don't know if it made sense because I was just shooting from the dome. From Toron. I was didn't even know the confused there and there, but I believe I will grow and I will learn a lot when it comes to speaking in front of a camera like I just did today. So make sure was subscriber on this channel and the podcast channel Exclusive Culture. Make sure subscribe or share le Facebook. You tell people about us so that reviewer, as the more you alert other people, is the more we grow. So thank you, much love. I don't know how many minutes I did with this one. I didn't want it to last longer, like your boyfriend. Hey, Banna revenge, Banna revenge, Banna revenge, Banna revenge, Banna revenge, Banna revenge, Banna revenge.